kind of a fascinating topic that kind of emerged from today, but I want to kind of take it in a different direction than I think a lot of people will. Cam Newton, over the last couple days, we find out that there was a testing mishap, if you will, when he was traveling. And because of it, he is now in COVID protocol. He'll be out Thursday, but he'll miss three or four practices. And what was interesting was, Bill Belichick basically admitted today, yes, this opens the door for Mac Jones to have some opportunities. But, I was talking to producer Rob earlier today, and we were kind of just talking about this topic in general and just where we're at with vaccinations in sports and all that stuff. And it was actually really interesting. I just saw a tweet from a player from Rutgers who basically said that the school is requiring the COVID vaccine for all football players and to attend the school. And so he's actually entering the transfer portal because he doesn't want to get the vaccine. So I only bring that up because I say the vaccine, hot button issue within sports. And TJ, I'll say this. So my stance has always been, and I want you to push back on me if you disagree, I believe guys, girls, whatever, they should be allowed to make their own decision on what they believe is best for their body, and as long as they can kind of deal with the repercussions of what may come, whether it is Cole Beasley, LeBron James, whoever it is, if you don't want to get the vaccine, you shouldn't be required. That's my personal opinion. But then I started thinking about it. And I started thinking about Cam Newton, and I started thinking about Kirk Cousins. I started thinking about Lamar Jackson. Excuse me, I almost said LeVar Arrington. I don't know where he stands on the vaccine, but Lamar Jackson, Kirk Cousins, Cam Newton. It's pretty clear that none of them have the vaccine. Cam Newton isn't actually public about it, but the fact that he had to test when he was on the road indicates that he has not been vaccinated. And I was thinking, it's one thing to say everyone should be able to make their own decision, but quarterbacks are so different in sports and in the locker room. They're the leader. They're the emotional center. They're the guy that, in theory, everybody is looking to for guidance. Do you believe, quarterbacks get a different set of rules when it comes to salary? They get a different set of rules on how hard they get to hit in practice, and you don't get to touch them and all that stuff. Should there be a different set of rules from the perspective that we do hold our quarterbacks to a different standard, where I am of the belief if guys don't want to get it, don't get it, but I'm also of the belief that you're the quarterback, you're the leader, whether you really agree with it or not, you kind of should do your team a solid because your team's counting on you the way that they might not be counting on any other player on the roster.
It's really every player that's on a team. College is so different because you're playing 4 years, maybe 5 years, 6 if you get another year. And for them to make that mandatory at Rutgers, to me, they're tripping. I mean, it's your freedom of choice that is no longer the case. When you're a professional and you don't have to be vaccinated, but damn, they're making it hard for you if you're not. It's almost to the point, just get vaccinated, man, because if you're a main player on our team, you're hurting us. And if you're not a main player on the team, you better not be the reason we miss a game, else we got a problem. Because financially now you affected me. And so when it comes to the quarterbacks has always been given way too much credit. And they've always taken way too much blame. But I guess that's par for the course when you make more money than everybody else, and sometimes that isn't warranted. When the quarterback is looked at as a leader of the team, but they're just so mistrust about what's going on with the vaccination that certain people feel a certain way about it and they're not going to budge. But when you're on a team and everybody is relying on you, either we do a solid for my brothers or you remove yourself. But they're not going to remove themselves because they want that financial security that comes with it. And that's just, let's just be honest, that's exactly what it is. And so, I'm not playing. But if I was in the locker room in this situation, I'm just too outspoken. I was outspoken when I wasn't playing, and I was outspoken when I was playing. It's just get vaccinated, bro, because it's better for all of us. And especially when you're the quarterback. Like, don't cause me to miss a game check. Don't be a close contact of guys that we need. Now they can't play because they're around you. figure out why these players don't want to get vaccinated. Try to educate them. If that doesn't work, you got decisions you got to make because the show goes on. We not stopping for nobody. And that's the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, the National Hockey League. It don't stop for nobody. Either you on the train or you off.
Well, and I think a lot of guys learned that last year when there was a lot of guys that chose to opt out. And, again, everyone's entitled to their decision. But the show went on, and guys played, and there was a Super Bowl played, and we crowned a champion and everything. And, I want to ask you because I look at it from a few days ago. You and I were filling in. I believe it was on this show, on The Odd Couple, and you said somebody cost me a game check. And for people who don't understand, NFL players do not get paid on a 52-week calendar cycle like a lot of people. You get paid on a 17, 18-week schedule based on your regular season games. And you said point blank, somebody causes me to miss my check. If we don't have enough players to play and we have to forfeit a game, we're going to have a problem come Monday morning. But I want to take it a step further. Imagine you're in the locker room with the guys that we know aren't vaccinated, Cam Newton, Kirk Cousins, whatever. What if you play, you don't have to forfeit, but Kirk Cousins is in a bubble somewhere or Cam Newton's in a bubble somewhere, and it might not cost you a game check, but it does cost you a win, which might cost you a spot in the playoffs, which might cost you more money down the road. How do you handle that in the locker room? Because you've made it very clear, I don't want to speak for you, but you said, listen, we have to miss a game because you didn't get vaccinated, we got problems. But I think we're now at the point with a couple of these quarterbacks where even if the team doesn't have to miss a game, I mean, if this happened to Cam Newton in 3 weeks, he's got to miss that game on Sunday. And so I just look at it, and it's just, to me, again, I'm not telling people how to use their bodies and what to do, but at the same time, it's like, man, forget missing a game, but imagine having to step on that field without Cam Newton, without Kirk Cousins, without Lamar Jackson, and you take an L because the guy that you were counting on to lead you onto that field is on the sideline somewhere.
And that's the tricky part of it. When it becomes a quarterback, it's like, oh, man, really? And, again, I don't know who's done what. You just kind of watch TV, you read, and you kind of just get the answers from that. But when you are the quarterback, too much is given, much is expected in return. You have that personal reason why, I get it. But when you are affecting the 52 other guys in the locker room, however many coaches on a coaching staff, then it comes a point where we all have done where we put other people before ourselves. There's a prime opportunity to put other people before yourself. Now, if it's just a personal reason, I 100% get that. But if it's, I don't trust it. Because this is what happens. Somebody gets sick, and we're not talking COVID, and they get sick bad enough, where are they going? Where are they going to go? They're going to go to the hospital.
Yep.
They're going to go to the hospital. To the same hospital and people that you don't, quote unquote, trust.
It's a great point.
Like, make that make sense.
It's a great point.
You can go to the same hospital and the same people that you supposedly don't trust. But that's what you're going to do. Pass out right now. Everybody call 911.
For sure.
To go to the same people. So, I don't know. I'm not playing. That's just my 2 cents. Hope everybody stays safe, but they got to figure this out because it's going to cause confusion in the locker room if an unvaccinated player causes guys to miss game checks. I promise you, all hell going to break loose.
I
don't care who the player is.
I was going to say, I don't want to wish ill will on anybody, but the reports that could potentially come out on Monday mornings or Sunday mornings or Friday afternoons when a game gets canceled are going to be fascinating to follow this season.
It ain't going to be vaccinated. Somebody going to get their ass kicked.
Well, that's what I mean. I can't wait till that first. Listen, I don't want anybody to get beat up, but, that first tweet from Jay Glazer that comes out on a Saturday morning that there was a brawl in fill-in-the-blank locker room. Anyway,